So basically, what we're wondering here, everybody here, nobody's talking about it, is should prostitution be legal? And see, there's reasons for it to be illegal. The one main reason prostitution illegal is illegal, I'll get into the main reason, it's always about the money. So if you make something illegal, you can drive the price up and get more money from it, depending on the commodity. That's the variable. It's just like dope or whatever, you know, if you have better dope, it's gonna get more money, you know, and they know that it's better dope or whatever. But so anyways, the prostitution, the reason why it's illegal is for a higher price. Now let's say you're married, for example, and you screwed up big time and you're not getting screwed. What I'm talking about is you got married and you didn't sign a prenuptial agreement. You did not sign a prenuptial agreement. So she decides one day that she doesn't want to get it on, have sex or whatever. And she doesn't want to have it with you. And the way the laws are nowadays, if she doesn't want to put out, you ain't getting any action. See? Now, if it was legal everywhere, you could say, fine, you know, I'm going to be out of the house for about a half hour or an hour or a couple hours, however long it takes, and I'm going to go score some legally. And then, so what's going on now is in some countries it's illegal, some countries it is legal, and it's a crime for it to be illegal. It should be legal everywhere, and it's just those control freaks that want to control in that way. You know, so there you are, you married, you got a lot of money, you had a lot of money, you're going to lose half of it because you didn't sign your prenuptial agreement. And then a friend of mine, this is a true story in the States, he was into buying the street girls quite a bit. And this is a true story. He was doing the usual routine, looking for the street one, and what happened was there was a sting operation. So basically, what happened was, Konnichiwa, this cop, undercover cop that was a female, lured him into a hotel, and then as soon as he walked in the door, there was like 10 other guys in handcuffs that were arrested because it's illegal there. On top of that, he got fined $1,500. He had to take these classes talking about how wrong sex was and bad was and how bad prostitution is. So, you know, that's just ain't right. And on top of that, he was divorced at that point. He was already divorced from his wife cheating on him. He caught her in the act. So he was already divorced for a couple of years from that, and he told them that he was already divorced, and his wife didn't care, and his ex-wife didn't care, and they had the audacity to frickin' call his ex-wife, and she could give, I won't bring her name into it, but she could care less, right? So it's you know, it is where it is, and that's ridiculous to for somebody to have that done to him. You know, I'm just saying the other case scenario. Then also the other case scenario is you're forcing these women that want to buy that Gucci bag or that need a little extra money on the side that they're not getting. Say they marry like a husband that doesn't quite have as much money, and they want that Gucci bag or that new dress or something, and the husband can't technically afford it. She has every right to do what she has to, and they do, trust me, to make ends meet so she can get that material possession. that she wants, and she's fully entitled to that. So, like, also it's the world's best credit card too, but that's a different story. But see, the problem is, one of the other problems with it being illegal in some countries is that you force these women to work in conditions that aren't healthy and aren't safe. Not healthy and not safe. So, there's all these women's libbers and all this stuff that talk about, how they're just trying to scam for more money. But they all talk about how it's degrading or whatever. Yeah, it's degrading to do that, and it's not degrading at all. It's how you look at it. And so what's degrading is when a serial killer gets a hold of her and takes her out because you wouldn't legalize it and you forced her on the street. That's what's degrading, is when you put her in a position where she's going to get exposed to a serial killer. You frickin' women's right, I don't even want to say it. You frickin' women that think it's degrading. You think it's degrading putting in her position to get killed by a serial killer because you put her on the street? What do you think? So I feel pretty strongly about this, and I could go into more detail about it. The serial killers aren't going to stop. And then I myself, I've been in situations as a male, not turning tricks. I haven't turned tricks that I know of, but not turning tricks. And then I've been put in a couple different positions where I was involved with serial killers trying to get me. But fortunately, I have enough of street smarts that they weren't able to do what they're intending to do, because I figured it out. And it's pretty freaking scary, trust me. So you put these poor innocent women in a position like that because you don't allow them to have their profession legalized. But they're doing it anyways. I mean, once they got the smartphone, that was a game changer. So legal or not legal, they're all selling it on the internet. They're all subcontracting on the internet, and it's all good. I don't see a problem with that at all. It's all good, and it's a good thing. It's part of life, And in the country where I'm at, people come from overseas to score, women and men, both ways, however you call it, women and men. Women, the burly looking girls with tattoos from the States come here to get the slender little Japanese girl or the bar guy or whatever, and they come here to score too. So everybody's coming here to score, basically. And I think it's legal for the most part. So it's a good thing. It's from God. It's important, and it's good for everybody. It's a win-win situation. So yeah, I just wish the rest of the planet would get a clue and catch on. And yeah, so I think eventually they will. So it's just a matter of time, and it will be, they will get a clue, and it will be what it should be. Oh, there's some kind of music there, I think. Poison. Music poison. Getting poisoned by music. So that's it on that. Okay, and then in another series, which you really, really want to watch, because I can tell. I don't need to go into detail.